Any nuclear power has been broken from within only. You look at Russia, what happened to Russia in 1990. So that is the long-term solution what we have. At the same time, we need to teach lesson to Pakistan, which we must do. We have done it, and if required more, we can do it. At the same time, we need to save ourselves so that we keep moving on the path of development as well as countries
But
concerned.
then how do we deal with an enemy that is rogue? How do we deal with an enemy that is actually using civilians as shields?
At this stage,
Yeah.
the way things are happening, they are favorable to us by hitting them hard. For which I'm sure, like other speakers have also spoken, and I spoke also in the morning. Our all dimensions have not been used. The naval dimension has not been used. The Karachi side, Gwadar side, and even from this side also, we've been very sort of restrained in our response. So the RT firing has been going on from both the sides. But they need to be taught a lesson. One hard slap has to be given so that they, and in any case, they don't have the capacity in terms of ammunition, the wherewithal what he has. Initial 2, 3, 4 days it can sustain. They will start petering out. Their capacity will start showing. They'll start shaking. So
Okay.
that's
All
what I
right.
think.
All right. I also have with me Imanshu Bhatt into conversation. Let me get him over here. Imanshu, but how do we move forward from here when the enemy state keeps peddling lies, talking about how there has not been a single missile or a drone attack from Pakistan into India, that the drone strikes that have happened in Amritsar and Jalandhar and other parts of the country yesterday have actually been the quote-unquote handiwork of India, that we have been blowing up our churches and our gurdwaras. How do we work around it?
How do we work around it? The world already knows it. We need not work around it. The people know what porkies do. Let me not mince my words, and let me tell you that very, very frankly. See, this is a problem of a mindset. A regular problem of a mindset cannot be solved with the kinetic force. With the kinetic force, you will stop it for a while. Maybe for 5 years, 10 years, they'll keep quiet. And then they will say, once I become able again, I will first do Gajwaye Hind. And that is what has been happening from last 75 years. So you have to get them around. What we are doing is the right thing right now. You know something, Mega? There are about 200 diplomats, 200 Bharatiya diplomats across the world telling people the truth. And that's what works in a longer way. In the meantime, you teach them a lesson. You teach them so much that, it's something like, you break their nose, you break their hands, you break their legs, you bleed them internally. And this you will have to do. And which India has been doing from last 2 days. And I think I very consciously I'm telling you this. If I know Narendra Bhai a little bit, he will not stop at this. He will make sure that there is a pregnancy of Pakistan with Balochistan as a baby coming out. And this is going to happen. It's a matter of time. We need not be reckless. I do understand that. You have to be wise. But then you have to trust your leadership. In 10, 12 years, what we have achieved is not a small thing. The world recognizes it. And that's why we keep on saying, we keep on hitting, but at the same time, we keep on saying them. That we are striking only the terrorists. And what better proof of that than the Pakistani Assembly itself, where one of their ministers, got up today and said that we will recruit all these madrasa boys and girls who are 14 years or something of age, as a second line of our defense. Well, this is what India has been saying.
Okay.
And that's why I said, it's a problem of mindset.
It's a problem of mindset, but I fail to understand why is it that Pakistan, despite having been exposed multiple times, not just by India, but other countries, and one very famous incident that comes to mind is, of course, the assassination of Osama bin Laden. And here you have Pakistan still being removed from the FATF blacklist, still being removed from the FATF grey list. So how does this happen? Again,